true and why or why not. So why don't we get one person to say why they think money is power is true and one person to say why it's false. So let's start with true. Why do you think money is power would be true?
I think money is power because with money you can change whatever idea that was planning to be done.
Could you hear that?
Not quite. Could you say it again? Sorry.
Okay. He said, that's Joel. He said that he agrees that money is power because with money you can change things and influence things, outcomes of different situations.
Very good.
So he feels that that's power.
Yeah, with money, oftentimes you have a lot of influence. You're able to change the ways things work. When you have a lot of money, you're able to do a lot of philanthropy. So what's philanthropy? That's another aspect.
Anybody know what philanthropy is, other than me? I know what it is. Anybody? Think about it. Think about it. If we're not going to invest money...
here's a hint. This is what Bill Gates is doing now.
Who's Bill Gates? They know Bill Gates.
Founder of Microsoft. He doesn't work at Microsoft anymore. He's doing philanthropy.
What does he do? Listen, if you're not going to donate money, what are we doing? What are we doing? We currently have a philanthropy going on here. With what country?
Haiti. Haiti, very good. So philanthropy is where you're engaging in using money to help others, right? So there are many things you can do with your money. You can use it to buy goods and services. You can invest in the stock market. You can save it for later life, or you can use it in philanthropy. Now, some of the most famous examples are foundations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. All of these are set up charities. All these are set up to help others and to use donations, to use often a person's own money. So maybe if you have a couple $1 million, you might want to think about sending some of that to people who are less fortunate than you are. So there are many ways that money can be used. Now, on the side of money isn't power, who would like to provide that argument?
Who does not agree that money isn't power? Anybody? Yeah.
That you say it's not. So everybody in here thinks money is power? No. Not really. Says no. Say no.
So explain, Kelvin, why it's not
power. Money is not power, Kelvin.
Because money is not. Money can't help you live.
Yes, it does.
Well, actually, money in some ways, in certain scenarios, could help you live. Let's say you are having a hard time living because you can't buy food, or you can't get shelter. Those are things you would need money for. Or if you don't have access to quality medical care, another thing you might need money for. So money can be pretty powerful. At the same time, there are lots of things that money can't buy. You may have heard money can't buy love, money can't buy happiness. And so you want to think, before you start, oh, I'm going to make tons of money, think about what it cannot do as well. So it's good to have a balanced approach to money. But remember that money can also help you have lots of influence. Now, it's important to learn how to make money, but it's equally important to learn how to save it, to keep it for later. Things will be important like college, buying a house, retirement. So what are some of the things you save for? Is anybody here saving money?
Pedro, what do you save for?
I'm saving for a cruise in the summer.
Cruise in the summertime?
College. Summer, college.
What else are we saving for? What? Survival? Protection?
Survival, protection. Great.
So
I hear some college, I hear a cruise in the summertime. So you may have some short-term saving goals. So let's say I'm saving money over 2 months so that I can buy a new bike. That would be a short-term saving goal. Or you might have a long-term saving goal. I'm going to save money over several years for college or over almost my whole lifetime for retirement. A lot of adults do that. So there are many things that you save for, and you might want to think, what are some short-term ones, what are some long-term ones? So raise your hand if you have a short-term savings goal. So something you might be saving for a few months to buy. Okay, so I see a few raised hands. What about a long-term savings goal, like college?
Long-term savings, I do.
I see some more raised hands. Okay, so it looks like most of you are saving either for college or for a large item that you're going to take a lot of time on saving for. Now, what are some ways that you can save money in everyday life? Well, there are many easy ways to save money, so I came up with 11 tips. And what do you think is the #1 way you can save money in your everyday life?
I went to the store every morning. Yeah.
Joel said to not spend our money on unnecessary items.
Okay, not spending money on unnecessary items. Okay, that's a very good one. So not maybe doing impulse shopping if you see a bag of chips and it looks so great, but like, no, that's not necessary. Now, so that would be one great way, not spending money on things that aren't absolutely necessary. So one way I like to save money is I clip coupons. I go through the mail that comes in and see if there's any good coupons. Another thing I do is, and this one's kind of fun to think about, is when a new product comes out, wait until prices drop to get it. So raise your hand if any of you have a phone.
Everybody's got a phone.
I see a lot of raised hands. Now, raise your hand if you thought that phone was kind of expensive.
What?
You thought your phone was expensive.
I see a lot of raised hands. Now, has anybody heard about when the iPhone came out? When the iPhone came out, it cost like hundreds of bucks, right? It was really expensive. But then it went through the kind of second run and it got a little less expensive. And I think it's even a little less expensive now. So when a new product comes out, wait until prices drop to get it. You don't have to run to the store as soon as a new item comes out, or as soon as a new CD comes out, or as soon as anything new comes out. For instance, if a movie has just come out, ticket prices will be pretty expensive because everyone's running to see that movie. So waiting to get the movie on DVD, that might be a little while, but if you can have that patience, then it will save you a couple of bucks. And so think about this. You go to the movie theater, a ticket costs, I don't know, $6, $7. And your whole family's coming along. So that's 4 people. Now, what if a DVD costs, for renting, maybe $4? You get that and your whole family is able to watch. Which one is cheaper? DVD, very good. So 4 times 7 is much more expensive than 4. Don't buy things always in season. Again, this is one of those ones that you're like, huh? But, for instance, you might want to buy a Halloween costume. When do you usually buy a Halloween costume? Let me ask you. When would you usually buy a Halloween costume?
Usually before October.
I got the day before Halloween.
The day before Halloween. Wow, it's a pretty last minute.
On Halloween.
On Halloween. Oh, wow, really even much more
Like a
last.
week before is.
I get it.
Yeah.
Some of them that I use last.
I heard
I
someone
have one
say,
gentleman back here that buys them in the summer.
I heard someone say that they buy it in the summer. Very good. You know what? That might be crazy going to the beach like dressed up in your vampire costume when you think of it. But actually not buying things in season can be really amazing. Because my dad told me this story. When he was little, he would buy Christmas presents for everybody, and being a little kid, he didn't have a whole lot of money. So he would wait until the day after, 2 days after, a week after Christmas to buy those presents because the stores are like, oh, we have all this extra stuff, we can't get rid of it, we don't want to pay for storage, so let's just drop the price a little, maybe a little more if people aren't buying it, and we'll see if people pick it up. So that is really a great thing to do because stores are trying to get rid of the seasonal specialty stuff. Who wants to buy, wallpaper or wrapping, or special wrapping for a holiday too long after the holiday? So that can be a great way to get cheap stuff for holidays, for all kinds of events. Now, you may have heard this before, but it's really important to recycle, reuse, and reduce. So, for instance,